Hello, everybody. Intuitive Coach Kevin here. It's been a few days. I had a little experience, a little awareness that showed up recently, and I wanted to share it with you guys. You guys know what rumble strips are? Maybe this is foreign concept in other countries, but here in the U.S., these rumble strips are little embedding bumps that they put in the side of the pavement on the freeways. This vibrates the car if you happen to drive slightly off the road, so that it gets your attention. Maybe you fell asleep or you're distracted, and so it wakes you up a little bit, and then you get back into the center of the road and hopefully continue driving that way. And if you ignore them long enough, what happens? Well, you end up driving off the side of the road and into the ditch. So I've used this for a while as an analogy for the emotional guidance system that we have. It's constantly telling us how far we are from the center of our own road, from the high frequencies, the vibrational high point that we want to be in alignment with, the guidance system which comes through from our higher self, our inner being, up at the top of the emotional scale. You guys, of course, have seen this a million times. Right up there at the top is when you're in alignment, you're driving down the center of the road. Down here, let's see if we can get a focus there, you're farther from the guidance system. I'm using a new phone to try out on this live, and it doesn't look like it's focusing very well. I have to play around with that. The idea is that down here, when you're starting to not feel good, those are rumble strip vibrating your being, telling you that you're starting to drive off the road. So it's a great analogy because we always want to be moving back to the center of the road, back to the high frequencies, because that's where all the guidance system is, that's where the fun is, that's where intuition is flowing, and you can let go of thinking and worrying and stressing if you can get yourself back into the middle of the road, because that's designed for you to go fast when you're centered. And so if you ignore the rumble strip, well, you're going to have a bad experience till you get yourself back on the road. So a few weeks back, I started noticing some anxious, irritable energies. And, we go through cycles. It's a normal kind of thing to happen. But this actually got steadily worse. And I didn't really, I thought, okay, I'm going through a little phase, something I'm letting go of. And I didn't really dive into it deeply enough. And so it got worse and worse. And the last few days have been really bad. It's one of the reasons I haven't done any videos. And part of the stress that this irritation came from my subconscious saying, "Oh, Kevin, you should be doing more videos," among other things. So it's actually adding to my own driving off the road, so to speak. So this was my rumble strip, my guidance system saying, "You're focusing somewhere that's not good for you. It's not going to return things that you want." Through law of attraction. But I'm used to pushing through pain, as a lot of us are, and not remembering in the moment sometimes that the pain is as a guidance system, trying to get us back to the center of the road. So in the last couple of days, it really came to a head. Fortunately, my wife was out shopping. She knows to give me space when I'm going through a cycle, and I do the same for her. And I just really finally let go. I just got angry at the anxiety, at the irritation. And it's interesting, if you can't think of something to focus the anger energy at to get you up, you can focus on the emotion itself. What's the emotion that you're feeling that you don't like? Is it guilt? Is it shame? Is it, in my case, it was irritation, irritability. And so I focused on that. I'm just tired of having this emotion. I am tired of feeling this anxiousness in my body. I want to get rid of this. I want the answer. And I took some physical action to express that by hitting some pillows and I did some other stuff. I've got tools around the house that I use for this purpose, which I do recommend if you want to have a way to move your emotions quickly. Get physical. Do something physical. Not around other people, because that'll attract that from them to you, but by yourself. And I've done this many times, even have a punching bag in the basement that I sometimes use for that purpose, because it gets the emotional state moving. So from this down here at the bottom, down in this, and I couldn't even tell you what exactly the emotion was. It was kind of anger, maybe that was probably what I was feeling. But occasionally, powerlessness, I can't do anything about it. So I moved myself squarely into the rage area and really kind of let myself have it. And then you start moving up the scale. It's the natural state of being is at the high end of the scale. That's where our inner being is, and it's always calling us there. And the question is whether or not we let go enough to float up there. And sometimes you got to kick your own butt and get past the resistance you have of feeling, and the feeling gives you the guidance. So I did that, and started feeling a little bit better. And then I had the awareness, which again, guidance comes from the top of the scale, or near the top of the scale. You don't have to be right at the top. But that's where Source is transmitting all your impulses, all your intuition, those insights that come to you. Those moments of clarity come from the inner being, and they are at the top, only at the top of the emotional scale. That's where your inner being lives, and all of Source is at the top. So we got to get back there to that radio station so we can get the information that will tell us how to get back on the road again. And so one way to do that is, as I said, is to move up the scale by expressing the anger and then keep moving up the scale until you get some relief. So the awareness that I had was that I take one medication. Everything else I take is vitamins and supplements and minerals and so forth. But I've been on a hormone medication, a replacement medication therapy for more than 20 years. And it's for a male hormone that my body stopped or produces less of, let's say. It didn't stop producing it. And in hindsight, I've discovered that that was a result of sort of an emasculation by my dad, who was always the angry, dominant person. And so I had to shut down that side of myself or risk, the confrontation with him. And so it tended to strip that emotion from me, that ability to express myself as a man in the masculine energy. And so my body just reflected it and stopped shutting down, stopped producing that emotion, started shutting it down. And so I've been on this replacement therapy, so to speak, for a long time. And it works. It's been very helpful, and I can adjust it to match how I'm feeling. If I need a little boost or maybe too anxious, and that's what I realized. Somehow this medication was giving me more of this hormone than I needed. And so what happens is when men get too much of their male hormone, they become irritable and irrational and angry and explosive. And it's just like having little needles on the inside of your body. It's a horrible feeling. And I've experienced it enough times to know what it is and to back off. But this time I was too blinded because of other things that were going on in my mind to hear the emotions that were telling me what to do. I couldn't get to the guidance because I was too far down. And so apparently what had happened is when we shifted from, it was a 1-month prescription to a 3-month, then you've got this medication for a longer period of time. And so what I've discovered, and I look back over the last year or so, I've noticed that a number of times at the end of the 3-month cycle, I start to feel this irritation. But I hadn't really put 2 and 2 together. The medication itself, there's something is shifting after it's been with me on the shelf essentially for too long. So I dropped the medication 2 years ago, or 2 days ago, which I can do. I can go without it for a while, and like I say, I play with it, and the next day I was feeling better. And suddenly my clarity is coming back. I get balance. I'm clear thinking, and I just happened to pick up the new supply yesterday and talked to the pharmacist about it, and he gave me a suggestion that maybe will correct this problem with their product, which. From a physical perspective, you say, oh, well, then they should do something about, their product. But I attracted it. And that's the critical piece that I invite everyone to get. There's nothing in the physical reality that does not reflect the vibrational reality that preceded it, the vibrational focus. Where are you focusing and how is it feeling leading up to the point of the manifestation? If you have a manifestation that doesn't feel good in your body, in your circumstances, your relationships, your finances, it doesn't matter. Those are always mirroring the vibration, the belief system, the focus that you've had leading up to that point. It's just the way the universe works. It's a vibrational universe, and everything is reflected to us as a way to get our attention, to let us know, are you on the rumble strips or are you driving down the center of the road? Emotions turn into physicality. So I will do the shift in the medication the next time we get to the end of the 3-month cycle. But the bigger picture, and this is why I came on video to share this, is what was going on with Kevin behind the scenes that allowed this manifestation to show up and reinforce what I was ignoring. Well, I started doing these videos, and whatever that was, 3 weeks ago or something. And I was really pushed by the guides I'm working with to step out of my comfort zone and go to this next level, because I've got this, like an ocean of information that wants to come through me. out to you guys. And I've been resisting the Facebook Live because it just felt unsafe, felt uncomfortable. 3,000 friends I have on Facebook. What if they all listen to the message? What if they don't like it? What if they don't like me? What if they say, all that old programming, which I thought I had dealt mostly with. Well, now it's starting to come to the surface, the little bits I haven't dealt with, to be released. And it turns out that what happens is when we take a big step forward in life and we burst the dam in one area and suddenly energy's flowing and we're being creative and expressing ourselves in one area, that's the car moving faster on the road. Okay, we've let go of some ballast and now the car can move faster. And it's a great feeling as we want to go fast. But guess what? You still got old belief systems, little things that you haven't dealt with yet. That's the rumble strip along the side of the road. And the faster you go, the rumble strip doesn't change in size. It's still just the bumps on the side of the road. But the faster the car goes, the louder they are in the car, the more they shake the car up. So you got to really pay attention. The more you get into this flowing energy, the more you got to pay attention to the things that you haven't dealt with yet. Or they get really loud really quickly. And that's what happened here. I still got some resistance around coming on here. It still makes me a little nervous. I still have to do some preparation. But I will get to the point where I can have an impulse and I can drop on the video and feel like I'm totally in flow. And that's what this whole experience was about. So thank you, medication, for showing me where I was out of alignment and where I can do more work. And now I'm feeling a lot better. Now I can get back into a regulated state. Now I can start doing the videos and expressing it. And now that part of the rumble strip is gone from my experience. It's now that part has been smoothed out because I faced it, felt it, and in that moment you release it. And so now you can go a little bit faster. So important lesson for me, and hopefully maybe that'll help you guys a little bit. So I have a little exercise based on this if you want to try this yourself. So notice in your life when you're feeling irritation, frustration, annoyance. It doesn't matter what the negative emotion is. Awareness is the first step. If you don't have awareness, you can't make change. So develop a habit of awareness. Oh, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? Check in every so often. What am I feeling? Am I feeling forward motion? Am I feeling optimism, joy, passion, freedom? If not, that's resistance. You've got a rumble strip that's starting to show up in your journey. So pay attention. What is it? So you can stop in that moment and say, what is really irritating me right now? What is bothering me? Remember that whatever's bothering you is inside of you. If it's somebody outside or an experience outside, that's a mirror of what's bothering you. It is not going to go away until you change you, until you face into what's bothering you. Because if you get rid of one person or one situation that's pushing your buttons, I see people blocking massive numbers of people on Facebook all the time, and they're so proud that they blocked that person, and oh geez, there's another one. What's up with this Facebook? What do you think? Facebook is reflecting your feeling of powerlessness and giving you more people to block because that's what you're asking for. It's all about the focus. So feel into that energy, and if you can't get an idea of what the emotion is trying to tell you, what am I irritated about? What's it trying to reflect in me? Then sometimes you got to step into the emotion like I did, directly. Feel it in the moment, get away from people, get someplace private in your car, bedroom, basement, whatever works for you, and just feel the irritation running through your body and move into anger, move into rage. Get this out of you, bring it up, and be vocal about it. Scream at the emotion, scream at the problem, get it out of you, get that energy moving. And when you start to feel some relief from that, then don't let the story carry you back into powerlessness. Oh, but that's not going to work. Oh, but they're never going to. Oh, but blah, blah. No, you feel the emotion and then you allow yourself to move up. No, I can do this. No, I'm a positive, powerful creator. No, I am source energy. I can do this. And if I keep focusing on my power, then I will continue to move up the emotional scale, and then clarity will return, and then the irritation will go away. Source will be guiding me again. Law of attraction will support me. Everything works out when you do this work. Very important if you want to find that kind of relief in yourself is to do this kind of work. And reach out anytime if you want tips or guidance. I will be talking a lot more about this process in future videos because it's just so important that we start taking our power back here. So that's the exercise. You can try, play along with me if you want. So I would ask you to consider, as we wrap up here, where in your life are you driving on your emotional rumble strips instead of in the center of the road? Again, build the awareness when this is happening. Don't criticize yourself for it. Don't try to blame something outside of you. And don't hurt yourself. Don't emotionally judge yourself for being there. You're doing the best you can with the emotional awareness you're at, and that's okay. And now it's time to get a little bit better and a little bit better. So what are you going to do differently then as a result of that awareness of where you maybe are driving off the road? What can you change about you? What can you face into and release about you? What way can you think better about the situation that will empower you? It's not about the other person or the other situation. It's about you. And if you want to, feel free to type your answer into the chat window below this, even if it's on the replay. People come along and see these later, and it's really helpful to share your awarenesses and experiences, and so that other people can benefit. That's why we created the Lightworker Exchange group on Facebook, so we can share these experiences. And you're welcome to join, by the way. It's just find Lightworker, the letter X, change, and that is the name of the group. And everyone is welcome who's on this journey, this Lightworker journey. So just keep reminding yourselves that it does take some effort. You got to be willing to do the work, and there's no penalty for not facing into this stuff. Sometimes we're not ready, but it will get worse because law of attraction never shuts off, and it will keep attracting what it is you're focusing on, even if it's not what you want, until you shift and get yourself your power back. And you can do it. Law of attraction is your friend. In all cases, it's helping you to get back on the path, get off the rumble strips, and get focused. So make today the day that you're going to take a step in that direction. So if you think the video is helpful, and maybe to you, please give us a little like there, and feel free to share it. If there's somebody you know who might benefit from this, the more people we can help find their way back to the center of the road and get back on their own guidance system and create the reality they want, the better this world is going to become as a result. If you want to connect with me, reach out on Facebook anytime through this channel here, or my website, intuitivecoachkevin.com. I love hearing from people. I love talking about this kind of stuff and spreading the word of our empowerment. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a self-empowered day, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.